if you just do the hard work, you're gonna get there, dude. I'm not gonna structure this video. I'm just gonna rant because I'm pissed right now. There's people in my lives that are frustrating me because they're not doing the shit that they need to be doing. And it's because they think they're not gonna get there. It's anxiety. That's all it is. You have two modes as a man. Either you're fucking locked in and you're working on the thing, or you're being a bitch and you're coming up with excuses. That's all they are. They're fucking excuses. No matter how valid you think your reason is not. I promise you, it doesn't matter if your grandma's dying or if you just lost your fucking house. It's not a good reason. Because somebody with less, somebody in a worse position has made it further and has done more than you. So you have no excuse. You have none. You're being a bitch if you're not doing the work. If there's something in the back of your mind that you just cannot stop thinking about, start working on it. Whatever the thing is that you can't shut up about every time you talk to somebody, it's the only thing you want to talk about, that's exactly what you need to be working on. Stop talking about it. Just fucking work on it. It's frustrating. It's frustrating because I guess it's nobody's fault, right? Modern addictions. That's really what it is. Men are just too comfortable. There's a lack of masculinity in our society. And I guess it translates into, if you are a man, if you decide you want to be masculine, like essentially it's coming out of the closet. That's the way I look at it. If you decide, hey, yeah, I am a man and I have a dick and balls and I want to be the leader and I don't care about you and your dyed hair and feminine, like I don't give a fuck. I actually just want to dominate and conquer. If you decide to come out the closet and be a man, you win. Nobody's going to fucking stop you. Your ambition and your drive and everything that you were feeling before just gets multiplied by 10. You become unstoppable. The second you realize, oh, I'm being a little bitch and I have anxiety and I'm waiting for other people's approval and none of that fucking matters. The second you realize none of that matters and I can just start doing the thing, you're going to take off, dude. But it's anxiety and comfort. It is a fear of being successful on top of the fact that you are comfortable staying where you are. If you change one of those two things, you take off. But the thing is, they're one and the same. They are one and the same, right? Your comfort zone, like that barrier that is your we all know the diagram, right? Growth only happens on the outside of your comfort zone, like the little circle, right? And there's you in the middle. If you look at it and essentially, right, that barrier, that circle, that edge, that is your fear. Everything on the outside is the uncomfort zone, but you never get there without feeling anxious. If you want to get a girl to fuck you from a club, right, you need to walk up to her and then interact with her and engage with her and try to make that happen. If you've never done that before, for the very first time that you do it, you're going to feel anxious. If you've never started a business before, the very first time you do it, you're going to feel anxious. You have to feel anxious. You can't get around it. If you don't feel afraid, if you don't think you might be fucking up, if you don't think that, maybe I'm making a fool of myself, then you're not doing it right, dude. You're being a bitch. It's that simple. Either you're making excuses to not start, or you're just fucking doing it. Either you're staying comfortable and being a bitch, or you're gritting your teeth, embracing the suck, feeling unsure about yourself, willing to learn, and being a man. It's that simple. The mind is a servo motor. That means it needs failure. It needs mistakes in order to calibrate itself. You cannot learn. You cannot make progress. You cannot get further in life unless you fuck up. Because if you don't fuck up, you don't learn. But most men are not willing to fuck up. They'd rather just, I feel safe. I'll smoke another bowl and I'll just go out and party again. And this is what my 20s is. And then you're going to be 30, dude. And then what? 40. Then most people kill themselves at 40. You know why? It's because they're living like fucking degenerates. Because they're not developing anything for themselves. Because the only thing, the furthest ahead that they can see is just, how do I get some pussy? That's how most men are living their life. How do I get some pussy and how do I pay my bills? Most men are not thinking, okay, how do I give other people bills? How do I start this business? It is a mental thing. All of this is a mental shift. I promise you, there's not anything that needs to happen to you physically. You don't need to enter a certain situation in your life. You just have to fucking decide. You have to decide, I'm willing to look fucking foolish. I'm willing to be a fuck up. I'm willing to say, I don't know. Because if you don't tell people you don't know, they won't tell you the things that you need to know. If you hear a word that you don't understand, you should say, what is that word? Most people will just try to continue the conversation like they fucking know what the word is. Why? Most people they can't fucking admit that they don't know. I've been ranting all fucking long, this whole video, man. I'm going to wrap it up because I'm honestly just de-stressing myself with this video. It's pride. People aren't willing to hold their hand up and say, I don't know everything and I'm not happy with my life. People would rather put on a fucking image that they are happy on Instagram, right? Oh, my life is... They'd rather put on this image because they feel like it's more important to look like you're successful than to actually be successful. People aren't willing to check themselves. If you are a man, if you can just say... You're fucking stupid, dude. To yourself, like you can look yourself in the eyes and be like, you're fucking stupid, you need to go learn. You're fucking fat, you need to go work out. If you can do that, if you can check yourself like that, you fucking win. Because this is the thing, your friends are supposed to check you, but they won't. Because they're afraid of conflict. Because they're bitches. So you have to learn how to check yourself. If this was 2000 before Christ, BC, maybe even further back, I don't know. If this was the fucking time period where we were in tribes and shit, men checked other men because if you were fucking up, if you didn't see your shit, if you didn't know how you were fucking up, you might get everybody in the tribe killed. It was commonplace to have conflict between men. But nowadays men are not men. They're women. And they won't hold their hand up and admit it. That's all I got for you guys.